Got to be real.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna be doing a new thing now. As predicted, quite a few predictions, right? Like I think about 5 or 6 in a row now. But yeah, what I'm gonna do now before I do any post fight is I'm gonna like state what I said before the fight, and then we're gonna compare and contrast to what's actually happened. So before this fight, I said that Danny Garcia is going to look revived. He's going to look very healthy. He's going to look young and active, a lot faster than people think he's going to look. And I said he's going to probably most likely get a TKO stoppage, not a knockout, but the referee's going to stop the fight. That's going to be the first point of call. And the second thing, that the most likely scenario is he wins on points. What actually happened was Danny Garcia, he did win on points. He didn't get the TKO stoppage, but to be honest, like, I'll be honest. After this fight, looking at Robert Guerrero, I think Robert Guerrero should retire now. I mean, Danny Garcia was landing some really flush punches. I mean, Guerrero was coming forward. There was no effective aggression. And I swear to God, I'm not lying to you, right? I don't lie. Before the points got announced, I said in the room that I've scored it about 116 to Danny Garcia, and then the judges came and the judges all scored it the same, 116 for Danny Garcia. So I'm happy with the scoring. Personally, I felt Danny Garcia landed a lot of clean flush punches. I understand a lot of people will have scored it a lot closer. Obviously, Robert Guerrero was the aggressor, but I mean, personally, for me, I was really loving Danny Garcia's boxing there. I mean, when we look into the fight and we're looking at what Danny Garcia did in the fight, I'm not brown nosing Danny Garcia, but honestly, man, I saw it before the fight that Danny Garcia, he said the right things for me. He said I've been eating right, I've been juicing, and I've been doing, like, nutrition wise, I've been doing a lot different. Danny Garcia was looking a lot more revived. He said I'm not killing myself making weight. He was looking a little bit faster on his feet, and I could tell that Danny Garcia in this fight at 147 pounds is not going to come in very bulky. He came in, and as soon as he entered the ring, he looked ripped. So the thing is, in this fight, I think had Danny Garcia, who faced Paulie Malignaggi, came in, I think you would have probably seen a few more fireworks, but he could have possibly been outpointed by Robert Guerrero. However, because he came in lighter, I mean, if you look at Danny Garcia when he faced Eric Morales the first time and Amir Khan, and you look at Danny Garcia now, we see such an evolution in his boxing. I mean, he's using the Philly shell, he's using the Philly roll, the Philly shell. He's using that quite a lot, and obviously he's from Philadelphia. He's going to use that. He's using his jab beautifully. He's got a nice straight right hand. He's still got a tremendous left hook. And I mean, he uses both of his hands. His footwork now I think, is brilliant. I did not see anything wrong with his footwork. He was moving around that ring. He wasn't flat-footed at all. People obviously who don't know about boxing are going to continue to say, oh, he's flat-footed. He was flat-footed, and I think he became very flat-footed as he stayed in 140 for too long. I do think he was flat-footed at 140 when he faced Amir Khan and he faced Eric Morales in them days, and I think he carried that through to the Mauricio Herrera fight. But he didn't look too bad against Lucas Matisse. I think after the Matisse fight, he should have moved up. I'm in agreement with Angel. I'm not brown nosing. I'm telling you the truth. I got no interest to kiss ass of Danny Garcia. No reason at all. Okay, we're going to talk about Amir Khan in a little while as well, don't we? We're going to bring Amir Khan up into this conversation. But Danny Garcia, in my opinion, at 147 pounds, there's one downside he has. He hasn't got the power. This Danny Garcia that came in the ring today does not have the power to knock guys flush out who have decent chins. Now, when I say decent chins, there's only a few people in welterweight who have what I'm talking good chins. Good chins, and the good chins we're talking are the likes of maybe someone like a Sean Porter. Yeah, he got dropped by Bronner, but I still think Sean Porter's got a solid chin. Someone like Marcus Elchino Maidana, even though he's retired. Them type of fighters at 147 have good solid chins. They're like stocky, good, they don't really go down at 147, they're hydrated up. But then when you get fighter with a slightly bit of a bad chin, we're talking Amir Khan, we're talking a bit of a Keith Thurman, and they're not bad chins, but they're mediocre. Do you know what I mean? They haven't got solid, hardcore granite. They're not known for granite chins. And I don't think Keith Thurman's got a granite chin. I don't think Amir Khan's got a granite chin. I don't think... who else is there at 147 pounds? Kell Brook hasn't got a granite chin. I don't like he's got wobbled by Senchenko. See what I mean? So I mean you've got some people who no, whereas Robert Guerrero, he's got a granite chin. See what I'm saying? I don't think there's anyone in 147, including Amir Khan, including Keith Thurman. I don't think either one of them has a bad chin because they're all at elite level fighting, right? And they do face a lot of fighters, do take flush punches, and they're okay. But I mean, Danny Garcia, in my opinion, he can't. This Danny Garcia can't knock out anyone who's coming in with a solid, stocky frame, who's a short, aggressive fighter with a good chin on him. Someone like a Sean Pot, whose chin up is not going to be up in the air. You know, them type of fighters, I don't think Danny Garcia is going to knock him out. Timothy Bradley, forget about it. If they ever fought, Danny Garcia could not knock him out. No way, no how. But I mean, Danny Garcia's left hooks and right hooks, they're still landing there, but his power has not carried up with him from 140 to 147, in my opinion. I think at 140, anybody he punched with them hooks, they are knocked out. Solid chins, not solid. I mean, Matisse had a good chin up until he faced Danny Garcia, and he faced Danny Garcia, went down 2 times in the fight. You know, Danny Garcia, he carries some lethal hooks. Now, in this fight, the Robert Guerrero, he was coming forward. He looked older to me. I mean, he started off good, but the aggression was there. He was coming, and Robert Guerrero looked really big. I was quite surprised at how big Robert Guerrero looked. However, I think two Danny Garcias can come in the ring at 147. Like I'm saying, either the Danny Garcia comes in who came in today, where you could see his abs and his six pack, right, and he was ripped, right, but he's gonna move a bit faster. He's gonna be faster on his feet. He's gonna be a better boxer because Danny Garcia can box. He can box really well. I told you, he's got the amateur pedigree, right. Robert Guerrero doesn't. And Danny Garcia makes adjustments. By the time it comes to the second half of the fight, Danny Garcia makes adjustments. He throws lead weird left hooks. I understand that he throws lead right hooks, right? And people look at it and think, nah, it looks crap. But I mean, didn't Joe Fraser used to do the same thing? But he was a gold medalist. You know, if he was a gold medalist, wasn't he? I'm sure he was. Well, Foreman was. I'm sure Joe Fraser was as well. But you know what I mean? Like, Danny Garcia has that sort of. He has a beautiful style, man. I really like it. He knows where his foot placement is in the ring. He's got a nice, decent jab, and the thing is, that's not his game. He's not even a boxer. He's actually a hard puncher. You know, he's a counter puncher. He's a hooker. He's a guy who can knock your ass out. But he can box. He's a beautiful boxer. So I mean, to me, I'm a fan of boxing with aggression, and I think that Danny Garcia is one of them fighters who he produces fireworks, but he's also got beautiful boxing. I don't like a Provodnikov. Provodnikov is not my style of fighting. I don't like it. Okay, I like Mayweather to watch when I'm at home and I want to watch some classy boxing by myself, not live. I'm not a Mayweather fan live, but I like the style of Danny Garcia is like the perfect fighter for me live. You know. I think he's exciting. I think he's a brilliant fighter. So, okay, enough ass kissing, right? Let's talk about Danny Garcia's next fights coming up. June, we are gonna see Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia. I really think that this is the fight that's gonna take place. Danny Garcia is the new 147-pound WBC world champion, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's Floyd Mayweather's belt. Yes, it is, and he is the new legit 147-pound world champion. Amir Khan has been mandatory for a long time now. I don't understand why they fought for this belt. It should have been Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia, that fight for the WBC vacant belt. But obviously, it's vacant. Amir Khan hasn't taken the fight, so you know, Garcia's active. I think we're going to see Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia 2 in one of the biggest fights of 2016. I think it will be the biggest fight of 2016. Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia part 2 rematch. The build-up is going to be crazy. Amir Khan's come a long way, but I mean, realistically, Danny Garcia has improved unbelievably. Take a look at the Danny Garcia faced Amir Khan, then take a look at the Danny Garcia that faced Robert Guerrero today. I mean, unbelievable difference in Danny Garcia. Amir Khan has changed. Amir Khan has altered as well. Amir Khan's gaps have really significantly decreased. But if you're asking me who's improved more, I think Danny Garcia has shown more improvement. But does that mean to say that Danny Garcia will go? Because I think if Amir Khan rematched Danny Garcia the very next 3 months later, I think Amir Khan would have beaten Danny Garcia. To be honest, but I think the reason Amir Khan lost that first fight was because of several different reasons. What I'm not gonna go into, but I mean, in a rematch, I think it's a totally different fight. I think it's a totally different fight we're looking at. I think the first fight, it's not going to be anything like that. I don't think Amir Khan outboxes Danny Garcia as easily, but at the same time, I don't think Danny Garcia knocks Amir Khan out easily. So it's a totally different fight in the second fight. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be really interesting to see how that fight plays out. It's going to take place in June 2016. Amir Khan's going to go for that WBC belt. Whoever wins that fight is going to be... There's going to be a few kingpins in 2016. There's Sean Pot facing Keith Thurman. Bang. Whoever wins that is kingpin. Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan. Bang. Whoever wins that is kingpin. Now, you take a look at them two elite level winners, right? Whoever it's going to be, and them two fight each other, and that's it. You've got the new kingpin, 147 pounds. Meanwhile, Kell Brook in the UK is fighting Kevin Bezier. So yeah, okay, I don't need to go into that, but I'm just saying, just thought I'd throw it in there. So don't mention to me about Kell Brook, right, fighting Gavin Reese and was it Gavin Reese? Frankie Gavin, fighting Kevin Bezier and Nono Dans. Like unbelievably atrocious. But that's what Kell Brook's doing at this moment in time. People say, "Oh, he's active." I mean, who gives a damn, man? He's fighting bums. Might as well go fight some local fighters up around Yorkshire ends. I don't know about Kell Brook, man. But anyway, so I mean, you're looking at the 147 division. We've got some interesting fights coming up. It's going to be very interesting to see who Danny Garcia faces next. In my opinion, it will be Amir Khan in June. I think they are going to make this fight. I think Amir Khan will take up a warm. I think Amir Khan will take a warm up fight coming around about maybe. I don't know. No, he can't because it's end of January now. February, March, April, May, June. I think maybe Amir Khan. We might not be seeing Amir Khan until Danny Garcia fight, and if he does, it'll be a small fight where it won't be a big name. And I think Amir Khan will take an easy fight, maybe warm up. Amir Khan needs to get some oil into his gears, because I think he won't be rusty, but I think Amir Khan needs a fight just to keep him sharp, just keep him ticking. I don't think he should jump into the Danny Garcia fight in June after being out of the ring for so long. Amir Khan needs a good fight. Amir Khan can beat Danny Garcia. He's beatable. He's not like he's not. Amir Khan could outbox Danny Garcia because Amir Khan ain't Robert Guerrero. Amir Khan is a tremendous boxer, and the thing is, Danny Garcia can be outpointed, but I'm telling you, Danny Garcia is improving fight by fight. And I had him losing the Peterson fight, but I had him winning the Herrera fight. But that's my scoring. On paper, the guy's unbeaten. On paper, Danny Garcia is undefeated. And you can't come there, sit here and say, "Oh, Mauricio Herrera beat Danny Garcia," because no, he didn't. It's just your opinion. Yes, it might be the opinion of the majority, but that doesn't make it an official opinion. The official opinion is that of the judges, and Danny Garcia is an undefeated fighter according to the judges. It does not mean that they robbed Herrera or they robbed Peterson. Although I felt personally that Peterson won that fight, I scored it again, and I can understand why they scored it for Garcia. Watch the Herrera fight, score it in favour of Garcia a little bit, and you'll see why he won the fight. I personally had Garcia winning that fight, and I scored it in an unbiased fashion. It's a Be Real TV. I would not call it Be Real if I wasn't real. I'm being honest with you. I scored it for Garcia. So, leave your comment section below. Let me know what you think. Danny Garcia looked good against Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero needs to retire. Danny Garcia needs to face Amir Khan again. This is the fight that I've been looking forward to more than any fight in the last 2-3 years. The Mayweather Pacquiao hype even died off for me. Like, that started to die off. Like, obviously it built back up, but the fight that I really wanted to see for so long is Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia rematch. Right now, it is going to be so different. I think it would have been better a little while ago because I would have known better what's going to happen. Right now, Danny Garcia with his Philly shell, with his moving around the ring, his pivoting, his boxing, his hooks, he's looking dangerous. Is Danny Garcia for any sort of fighter who's gonna try to outbox him. He's a handful, Danny Garcia. He's not gonna be easy to outpoint, and he's gonna land some big shots in Amir Khan, some big shots. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when Amir Khan gets hit and he goes down. Can he come back up and win the fight? This is what we're going to see. Has Virgil Hunter really changed Amir Khan to help him get off the canvas and win a fight? He's done it against Julio Diaz. Can he do it against Danny Garcia? I don't think Danny Garcia is going to be winning rounds against Amir Khan, but I do think he's going to be landing flush shots. And he's got 12 rounds to try and get Amir Khan out of there. If he can't get Amir Khan out of there in 12 rounds, there's no chance Amir Khan loses on points. Amir Khan does not lose on points. It's just not going to happen. Danny Garcia, I think what you're going to see is Danny Garcia on the back foot. And I know that sounds a bit crazy, but Danny Garcia is not going to be the aggressor necessarily. Danny Garcia is going to be moving. It's going to be range control. It's going to be back and forth. People are thinking Danny Garcia is going to come forward to knock Amir Khan. It's not going to happen like that. Danny Garcia is going to come to box, and he's going to come to try and land some hard hooks, and he's going to take it late. When it goes to 6, 7, 8, right, and it comes to 9, 10, and Danny Garcia's put in the body work, and he's been moving around. Amir Khan's obviously going to be very healthy as well, right? And it comes to the championship rounds, you're going to see round 8, 9, 10, we're going to see the fight, and we're going to see who is going to be the elite level 147 pounder. Because I tell you now, right, the winner of Danny Garcia and Amir Khan and the winner of Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, will destroy Kell Brook. Whoever wins this little thing right between Kell Brook and the whoever, because Kell Brook is gonna try and come and face the kingpin of 147. He might not even get the shot, but I'll tell you now. Look, Kell Brook fighting his Kevin Beziers, yeah, right, is laughable. It's straight laughable. I mean, stepping in the ring is no joke, but I mean, being a world champion and doing that is laughable. It's just stupid. I like Kell Brook. In terms of his fighting, but I mean, I like his style, but I just think it's absolutely ludicrous what he's doing. I think it's unbelievably atrocious to be an IBF world champion and you're fighting Kevin Bezier, Frankie Gavin, and George Jordan. I mean, really? Like, okay, make an excuse for one, make an excuse for the another. He's a mandatory. You don't have to face. You don't have to face your mandatory straight away until they actually become mandatory upon you to face them. You can delay them and get a good fight in. Kell Brook didn't even do that. I don't know what the hell Kell Brook's doing, man. It's just he's the most annoying fighter in 147. Amir Khan, okay, he's been inactive, but I mean, he's at the fight tonight and he was looking at Danny Garcia, and this is what we're seeing now. We're going to see Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan in June, and this is the fight that I really want to see, and it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what happens. This 147 division is looking stacked. Leave your comment section below. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Who do you think's going to win out of Danny Garcia and Amir Khan? And who do you think's going to win out of Sean Porter and Keith Thurman? Who's going to win out of them two? Because they will fight, in my opinion. And that's what it's gonna be, and that's gonna be the new king of 147 pounds. I'm psyched up for this. Danny Garcia at the moment is looking good, but he looks a little bit small and a little bit weak at 147. I don't think he's got the crack. I mean, this is the other thing about Amir Khan facing Danny Garcia. Is a big thing. Amir Khan could potentially come in a lot bigger than he did in the first fight. In the first fight, I don't know what the hell is Ruben Tabarez was doing with Amir Khan, right? But Amir Khan came in small. He came in skinny and weight drained. He did not hydrate up, whereas Danny Garcia hydrated up to a heavy weight. And I mean, in the rematch, you're gonna see, in my opinion, Amir Khan is gonna be the bigger fighter in there, and that's gonna make a massive difference. If Amir Khan does his strength conditioning right and he comes in like he did against Collazo or even Alexander, it's going to be hard for Danny Garcia to win, but Danny Garcia is no Alexander and he is no Chris Algieri for sure. Tough fight for both fighters. It could go either way. It's a 50-50 in my opinion, but leave a comment section below, subscribe as always. Danny Swift Garcia gets the win tonight. Tell me what you guys think in a bit.